There's something powerful happening right now, not in the halls of Congress, not in a courtroom, but right here on YouTube. You see, when injustice shows up, when silence becomes complicity, and when church leaders protect predators instead of children, content creators become culture shifters. See, this isn't about a trending topic. This isn't about what people are saying or some level of gossip. This is actually a righteous revolt. A so-called prophet accused of the unspeakable acts against children has been hiding behind the pulpit, protected by silence and spiritual manipulation, but not anymore. Because when truth tellers link arms, when YouTubers speak with one voice, platforms become pulpits, cameras become confrontation, and faith becomes fire. We're not here for the gossip. We're not here for the clicks. We're here for accountability, protection, and truth. And if the church won't call it out, we will. You don't want to miss this video. Want to give a great shout out to Shane Winnings, who is leading this charge against this so-called prophet who's accused of these alleged acts. I mean, over 30 victims have been counted so far. I want to tell the brother I appreciate you. I've had an opportunity to meet him, be on some calls with him, but really appreciate what you're doing here. And I'm bringing this up as well because here recently, Marcus Rogers released a video talking about the same instance and bringing a level of knowledge to people so they'll know what's going on. I believe this is a good thing. Now, I don't agree with it. I don't believe anybody agrees 100% with everybody. And so I know there are some people who will say, well, Rock, I didn't think you would agree with Marcus Rogers with his theological, that's fine. That is true. However, I appreciate and even respect Marcus Rogers for being a part of this with allowing his platform to be used so that this word gets out about these young people being taken advantage of. That shows me something about Marcus that I'm very happy to be able to see. And he has young people at his church, and he, like myself, care about young people. I don't want people out here violated. And so, Shane, I appreciate you. And for any other YouTuber that's using their platform to bring light to these kind of things that are done in darkness, we want to make sure we shine that light bright and continue to link arms, bringing exposure to these foul things that are going on. The devil is a liar. So if any of y'all on YouTube and are a part of Socialfire and you believe that I'm not going to call things out, I'm going to call them out, especially if it's dealing with young people. I got something going on in my hometown right now. I love Tyler, Texas. Born and raised in Tyler, Texas. But we got a cover up going on right there that I've got to expose because it's necessary. Children should not be violated. This should not be going on, and I'm going to expose it every time. And so back to Shane Winnings and this particular incident right here. I know the FBI and different other authorities are already involved in this because this is just a terrible thing. It goes across state lines. And, of course, that's the Federal Bureau of Investigation jurisdiction, if you would. That's their jurisdiction. And so they're involved from what I've been told. And I want to go ahead and give this update because Sean recently made a new video that he put out. And then I'm going to go to Marcus Rogers because it looks like this particular prophet actually came to Marcus Rogers' church, and Marcus said in the video that he knew and felt something just wasn't going on right. And so let's go ahead and get into this. Let's go.
All right. Hey, guys, welcome to the channel. If you're following our story that is breaking on Morad Muhammad, the founder of Invasion Global, last night, we released a 3.5-hour video with 8 first-hand accounts and testimonies of people who were victims of Morad, 7 of the 8 who were victims of sexual abuse and molestation. It is horrific. And unfortunately, tonight we have more testimonies as well. I want to give you a quick update before we get right into it. We have contacted the FBI, and we are awaiting follow up with them. We have contacted the local authorities in Dayton, Ohio, where Morad lives and where some of these incidents occurred. We have confirmed they have happened in over 5 states and 2 countries. And that's just from the 10 people that I've talked to.
See, this is the kind of thing that really bothers me majorly, that this goes on, but the devil is a liar. I'm so sick of this kind of thing, y'all, but it happens. And to all you pastors out there that are doing this kind of things, those people out there that are evil like this, I won't even say just pastors, God's going to expose you. He's going to bring it to light because he's not going to allow this to keep going on. But Shane, thank you for what you're doing. Let's go.
We have 17 other victims that I haven't heard from, and many who are coming out of the ministry.
Wow.
Even last night. I
know that it was already 20 something. Then I noticed it moved up to 30, and he's talking about 17 new victims. This is oh my God. Let's go.
Pleased to say that last night we had 5 people reach out to our group. Some of the former members, I'm in a group chat with them, about 40 of them who are victims. And there were people who came out of the ministry last night because they were able to get a phone and watch the live stream. They saw what was happening, and they messaged these guys and said, hey, I ran out of the house. Help me. I have nowhere to go. They started a GoFundMe to get these guys a plane ticket to get them somewhere safe. I mean, this is the reality.
Wow.
And let me just tell you how controlling these situations are.
So basically, there are still young people around him who had to run out of the house and said they had nowhere to go. And that is, oh, wow.
Especially with Morad. We are hearing testimonies of people who are saying, I just left 4 days ago. He would take our phones. He would change our passcodes so that we couldn't get into it without his permission. They would watch us use the phone.
That's a cult.
They would stand outside of the bathroom when we went into the bathroom to make sure that we weren't calling anyone or listening to any video or anything like that. They would.
Oh, wow. This is a cult. This is an outright cult when they're doing this kind of stuff. This is wild.
But they would control our finances. I mean, the whole thing is extremely dangerous. It is a cult. And we are trying to blow the lid off of the whole thing. So please, tonight, I ask you, make sure you thumbs up the video. I know it sounds like, what good does that do? What difference does it make?
I'm supporting you. I'm supporting you, Shane. Keep doing the good work of the Lord. Listen, controlling people's finances, if that don't sound like Jim Jones and the People's Temple, now I know some of y'all might be too young for that. But I'm sorry, too young to understand what I'm talking about there. But that's where that whole phrase of "don't drink the Kool-Aid" comes from. Poison the folk with this this drink. But that's where that Heaven's Gate cult thing comes from as well. That manipulation, that control that's going on. These are young people, y'all. We need to go and get these young people. I wish, and I'm gonna see if Shane had shared that GoFundMe, because I want all of them to fly out of there. Somebody got the money, got a private jet. Y'all, somebody go call Joni Lamb and tell her to make good use of them private jets and go get them babies off down there. I'm saying this is crazy stuff that's going on, but let's go ahead and move on over to Marcus Rogers, because I want to show you all Marcus Rogers' video. He actually has the video and shared the clips where the guy and his people was at his church. And, Morad Muhammad, that's his name, Morad Muhammad. And let's go ahead and do this right here. I think Diddy actually circled him because he's on here jumping around. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into this right here. Let's go. Now, the video is silent on purpose, but that's him jumping around. So let me make sure that I show you all. So basically, this is him jumping around right here that Marcus was talking about. This guy right here, that's who it is. And if we back the video up, because I want to show him at Marcus's church, Marcus starts the video out by showing us where he was in the video. He actually has him circled, and that's him right there. That's him right there. And just making sure y'all see that so that we can look at how he's jumping around. you know, and I get it. I know how young people do in service because I used to be young. Now I'm finna turn 50 in just a few in a week, probably. Well, in a week, yeah. And so that's a sign right there. I'm not young no more. Y'all saw that happen. But what happens is that I'm of the age now to where I'm not as connected to all the things that young people are doing now. So at our church, I had to have a youth pastor. I did, but I saw how they like to be. You know, they like to have service a certain way. They're gonna be jumping around free, a little bit more energy than us. My energy ain't on the level it used to be. And so I get it. I totally get it. And Marcus, you know, with doing rap and different things of that nature, he has a draw with those young people. And I'm glad to see that he cares. I'm glad to see that he cares that this kind of stuff, you know, needs to be stopped. So let's go ahead and finish this up right here. Let's go ahead and get back into this right here. Let's go. Now he had him circled. He just showing him right there. Made sure we knew who he's the one jumping around with the suit right there. Uh-huh. Now, young people probably able to relate to him because he looked like them. You know, the boy looked like them. Morad Muhammad, that's his name. Then Marcus is going to talk. And I'm quite sure the way Marcus is doing, he looked like he's rapping right there. Look like he might be flowing now. I don't know if Marcus can rap or not. Y'all gonna have to tell me, but it looked like that's what's going on right there. But let's go. Jumping around.
What's going on, everybody? So I've seen what has been going on with this Mohammed pastor individual from Invasion Global.
And that's the name of his ministry, Invasion Global. Invasion Global. So us at Social Fire, we didn't already went over there and made several comments to let them know we're watching you. We're looking at everything you're doing, and we hope that you come down. All right.
To be honest, I'm not surprised at all. And so I want you to take a quick look at this video from, I don't know, what was this, 2022. He actually brought a very large group of young people to my church.
Now, I will say this, Marcus, if you felt like something wasn't right and all them young people around him, that, you know, you probably should have did something then, but, you know, I'm glad you're doing something now. Let's just go ahead and say that.
And, you know, it was one of those Sundays that was just packed out, and we were just, you know.
Now, Marcus is showing the messages over here on the right, just making sure that y'all see that. He's showing the messages over here, the communication that they had. You know, you can see where he's responding. Some of this says Pastor Mark. You can see the different icons and stuff here that's going on with those, you know, the different icons that are right there on the screen. But I know it might be too small to read, but just making sure that you see that correspondence and also taking a look at the dates here as well. This is back from 2022, looks like. That's what I see right here. And so we just want to make sure y'all get all that right there. All right, so let's get back to the video.
Turned up, we're worshiping God like we always do. And, you know, I just seen a lot of young people who look sincere, who look like they were, you know, on fire for God. You know, Firehouse, like one thing is we love Jesus. We love worshiping Jesus. We love being in the presence. You know, our services go sometimes, you know, 4 or 5 hours and nobody.
That's long church. You got to have young people for that. I'm too old for that kind of, that's too long, brother. I'm going to tell you, that's way too long. Yeah, that's too long. But okay, that's how you do.
I wants to go home because we just love just being in that.
Average church attendance is about 90 minutes. That's for average, and that's a real stat.
Atmosphere. And so he brought this very large group of young people, and, you know, a lot of those young people, I mean, they were fired up, they were sincere. But when I was talking to him, you know, I'm a very I know the internet might have you thinking, you know, otherwise, you know, people think I'm just mean and stuff, but in real life, I'm pretty chill. I don't like to talk a lot. I like to just kind of observe, but I'm very friendly. And sometimes I'm quick to, you know, just
Now, I will say this, and I'm going to move on. Marcus Rogers loves to defend himself. He loves to defend his name. And that's not what this is about right here. But I do appreciate you, Marcus, because I know you watch the videos. I appreciate you for bringing some attention to this. But let's just keep the attention on what it needs to be on. And so Marcus Rogers did bring that up, said that they had conversations, a few conversations, and, he just didn't get a good feeling from this guy. He didn't get a good feeling from him. And so from 2022 to now, because that is some years. Yeah, I want you to hear me. That is some years. And he didn't have anything else to do with him, what it looks like, and based on what he's saying. And so just want to bring attention to this because there are other things that we're going to expose as well. But I want to let Shane Winnings know, please continue to do the good work that you're doing, because the world needs to know about these people hiding, these predators, these demons hiding behind the pulpit. God's not pleased with this, and God is not mocked. And so we're going to go ahead and make sure this all gets exposed and it all comes down. But I want to know your thoughts. I want you to meet me in the comments section. And we want to talk about all of these things that are going on, because this all needs to come down. We need to bring it down. It needs to come down now. And I want to know your thoughts, about all of us coming together and making this happen. And I do. If you're a YouTuber and you have brought attention to this, I want you to put your name down, or anybody that y'all saw that have brought attention to this, because we want to continue to bring attention to this. All right. I want you to meet me in the comments. Let's go.